Good evening and welcome once again to the Coach's Corner here on the campus of West Virginia State University. I'm your host, Lee France. On tonight's show, we'll talk to junior running back Michael Thompson of Pontiac, Michigan, and junior punter David Whistler of Toledo, Ohio. But first, as always, we'll start the show with head coach Earl Monroe to discuss the Yellow Jackets' 42-27 loss to Glenville State and set up this Saturday's matchup against Shepherd. Coach, this week against Glenville, they started with a 17-0 lead, but it was something that your offense and that hole was able to dig out of.
No question. That's a couple weeks in a row. We've actually dug a hole for ourselves. But we did. The guys fought back, and we were able to get back in the football game with a couple good offensive drives.
Michael Thompson was one of those that scored the first early touchdown. It was a 3-play drive, 52 yards that scored it. Talk a little bit about that drive, if you will.
Well, it was a good drive. Like I said, only 3 plays. Ricky Phillips did a good job with his legs, as he's been doing. He had a pretty good run. We're glad to have Michael back. Michael's been out for 3 weeks with a shoulder injury. He's been a mainstay in our offense for the last couple of years. And it was good to see him get a little confidence and get in the end zone again. So hopefully it will drive him for the rest of the year.
Is he on limited duty, still recovering from an injury?
He is. They ordered a brace for him. He's actually planning a brace on his shoulder, and you worry about that actually when he has to carry the ball in that hand, turnovers and that kind of thing. But he's done a good job getting back in the fold and getting back in shape, and he did a good job for us on Saturday.
Late in the second quarter, you had a fumble that they were able to convert into a field goal, and that's how the half ended at 20-7. That's a perfect example of what you've been telling me each week, of mistakes that convert into points.
No question. We're playing a pretty good football team on the road. You can't turn the ball over. And we've had some really key turnovers during the year, and it happened as well on Saturday.
You got off to a quick start, however, in the second half. After the halftime speech, you come out, you go 9 plays, 63 yards, and convert a touchdown there, a 22-yard touchdown pass to Jermaine King. Talk about that drive. Again,
that's a testament to our offensive staff and the offensive players. They made some adjustments at halftime. They saw what Glenville was doing to some of our formations, and we were able to take advantage of some of those things. And it was a good drive, good execution, and it got us back in the ball game.
It did. You were within striking distance right there. Unfortunately, just as the season has gone, the defense not able to stop them right after you score a touchdown.
No question. Give them credit. Their offensive staff did a pretty good job of scheming against our defense, and they spread us out in trips formation, and we had to adjust to it, and then they attacked us on the weak side. We had a couple new will linebackers in the ball game due to some injuries, and we were not able to stop some of the things that they were doing on our weak side defense.
Kind of bouncing back and forth into third quarter to the fourth quarter. You extend a drive from the end of the third quarter to the start of the fourth quarter, 10 plays, 63 yards, another Jermaine King touchdown, not only put you right back in it, but really feels like the momentum is now on the Yellow Jacket side.
Again, just like the season's been going, you know, the offense has been pulling us back in the ball games, and then the defense, we need a big stop, and just for some reason we just cannot seem to get that stop when we need it. But the offense actually gave us some momentum at that point.
Stephen Bumpus had an interception for you during the game. If you can recall, tell me a little bit about that play and where Stephen was lined up and what happened.
We were in a man defense. We were trying to put some pressure on them and trying to create some turnovers. Steve is one of our, veteran defensive backs. He does a good job in man coverage. Sometimes we leave him over there by himself in man coverage. And he'd been beat a couple times this year, so it was great to see him get an interception and get his confidence back as well. But it was man coverage, and he did a good job on his man, and he was able to come away with the turnover.
Now, unfortunately, again, a fumble comes right after that play. Is it a pattern that happens with a football team that they can get themselves into, and has this team done so?
It certainly has been a pattern for us. I mean, it's not a pattern that we're trying to set, but we just have to take care of the football. I mean, we work drills and preach taking care of the football. But it's one of those things. I mean, this ball is not round. It's one of the only ball in sports is not round, and it could go either way. And unfortunate for us on Saturday, and the last couple of Saturdays, just bounced the wrong way.
and I know you hate to use the inexperience thing, but fumbles, interceptions, things of that nature, all can be attributed to inexperience.
Well, it can, but we work on those things every day, and we got to get better. I mean, we just got to get better. I mean, we're 8 games in, 7, 8 games in. We're veterans now. We can't use that crutch or excuse anymore. We have to take care of the football. We're not a great football team right now because of inexperience, so we really cannot afford to have those kind of mistakes, mental mistakes, and turnovers.
Now, the game ends with a Yellow Jacket touchdown, and I know Glenville was probably laying back a little bit. One touchdown wasn't going to hurt as far as they were concerned. But if you go back and look at the tape and look at the way the game played out, it feels like, minus the mistakes, this could have been a Yellow Jacket victory.
Well, no question, a couple weeks in a row. If you don't, dig a hole for yourself and have those costly turnovers, and the same thing homecoming. I mean, we got behind a couple touchdowns early, and then we fought back in the football game. If you take those things away, and at 0-7, you have to take the positives and build off of them for the rest of the year. And so we're taking those positives of, fighting for 60 minutes. The kids are not quitting, and we got to build off of those things to try to climb out of this hole that we're in.
Without looking at a stat sheet, I would imagine your offense is scoring roughly 4 touchdowns, 28 points, somewhere in that ballpark. You've got to be pretty pleased with the way they're playing.
No question. And I told them on Sunday, the last couple of weeks we scored upper 20-something points. We should be able to win the football game. I preached to my defense, if, our offense is giving us 3 touchdowns, we should be able to win the football game. And if you take away some big plays and some costly turnovers the last couple of weeks, we're right there. I mean, we're right there in the ball game. But there are no moral victories here. We have to get in the win column by any means necessary, and we're trying to fight our way to our first win this season.
Boy, and it's going to be tough this coming weekend against Shepherd, a team that's atop the conference at 6-0, 8-0 overall. Talk about the challenge that they present coming into Institute this Saturday.
A huge challenge, but hopefully we're up for the challenge. I mean, Shepherd's ranked 12th in the nation, so I shouldn't have to make a speech at pregame. I mean, if you can't get motivated to play against the number 12 team in the nation coming into your home, you need to find another job. You need to find something else to do. So we're excited about the challenge. We're going to try to be up for the challenge, and it's going to be a huge challenge for us. We're going to have our guys ready to play, and hopefully they're as excited as we are as a staff.
Just doing a little bit of research, and I know these numbers are going to not sound good at all, but since 2007, Shepherd has outscored West Virginia State 153-35. One thing that I think of is, boy, they're right in the hotbed of some talent up there in the D.C. area. Sometimes that can be an unfair advantage.
No question. They are in the D.C. area. When we recruit that area, we recruit some of the same players, and they say, well, that's too far away from home. Shepherd's only an hour away. Plus, they also get to recruit the Maryland area as in-state students. So the cost is less. So they're able to offer more money to them and have that advantage as well. But they're a well-coached football team. I mean, Monty Cater's been there 20-plus years. The staff has been pretty much intact. They've got a history of winning conference championships. And it's a great football team that's coming in here Saturday. And I'm excited about the opportunity to be able to play them and knock them off that pedestal, hopefully.
Well, we sure hope it's a Yellow Jacket victory this week. And against Shepherd, I think it would be just a huge, if there's no moral victories, you talk about a moral victory, playing them pretty tough and getting a victory here at Institute would be great.
No question. I think it's been 20-plus years since State beat Shepherd.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Coach, thanks for coming. Time now to take a break. We will return with junior running back Michael Thompson right after this.